years, but few can match the allure of the 1969 Firebird Trans Am. This model marked the first time Pontiac offered the now iconic Trans Am package, cementing its place in the hearts of muscle gearheads. The 1969 Trans Am was the brainchild of Pontiac's general manager, John DeLorean, who intended it to outshine anything Ford or Chrysler could muster, whether on the road or the track. With just 697 units ever built, 689 coupes, and a mere 8 convertibles, it's no wonder the 1969 Trans Am is a pricey gem in the world of classic muscle cars. All 1969 Trans Am convertibles are powered by the Ram Air 3 engine, adding to their exclusivity and value. According to Haggerty, these unicorns are valued at an astonishing $690,000 in fair condition alone. For Preem ones, the value skyrockets to $1,450,000. The rarity and desirability of these convertibles were highlighted when one of the 8 ever produced, specifically, the first one off the production line, reached a high bid of $1,900,000 at a Mecum Kissimmee auction in 2016. We bounce back to another Corvette with the 1971 ZR1 Coupe. Number 16. 1971 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 Coupe. During the early 70s, GM was cranking out some of the most powerful production cars ever made. But rather than packing the 454 big block engine into the 1971 Corvette ZR1, GM equipped it with a 350 cubic inch V8, cranking out 390 horsepower. The 71 ZR1 had its unique charm, featuring body color roof panels, a removable rear window, rally wheels, and a luggage rack. While it might not have had the raw power of its big block counterparts, its rarity makes it highly coveted. Only 8 units were produced. The ZR1 name became legendary and has continued to appear on various Corvette models over the years, with whispers of a 2025 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 adding to its storied legacy. However, it's hard to put a price on a car that rarely sees the light of day. The last original 1971 Corvette ZR1 sold for a hefty $220,000 at Barrett-Jackson nearly a decade ago. Next is a first-timer on our list. AMC's most exotic car is up next. Number 15. 1969 AMC AMX3. Number 15 on our list is the 1969 AMC AMX3. The AMX3 was an incredibly cool, mid-engined exotic car developed through a collaboration that spanned the world. AMC's design chief Dick Teague led a team that included Italdesign, renowned Italian engineer Giotto Bizzarini, and even contributions from BMW. The car, weighing 3,300 pounds, was powered by an AMC 390 CI V8 engine delivering 340 horsepower, paired with a 4-speed manual transmission. It boasted impressive performance figures for its time, with a 0 to 60 miles per hour sprint in just over 5 seconds and a top speed of 170 miles per hour. Despite its promise, the AMX3 never made it to AMC showrooms, largely due to its high production cost. The car's projected price was nearly $15,000, only slightly less than that of a Lamborghini Miura, making it financially unviable for AMC. In total, 6 prototypes were built, with a rumored 7th part car, and these vehicles ended up in private collections. Remarkably, these surviving AMX3 look more like production-ready cars than mere prototypes. It's no surprise that one sold at auction in 2017 for nearly $900,000. Next up is another car that didn't quite make it to the streets. Number 14. 1954 Oldsmobile F88. Number 14 is Oldsmobile's F88. In 1953, Chevrolet made waves by debuting the Corvette at the GM Motorama, setting the stage for what would become America's quintessential sports car. The following year, the Motorama showcased another stunning concept, the Oldsmobile F88. Built on the same platform as the C1 Corvette, the F88 was more luxurious, embodying elegance and sophistication. Many still regard it as one of the most beautiful American cars ever designed. Under the hood, the F88 was powered by a high-compression 324 cubic inch Super 88 V8 engine, borrowed from Oldsmobile's series production 88 models, delivering 229 horsepower. This potent engine allegedly allowed the F88 to reach a top speed of 140 miles per hour or 225 kilometers per hour, outpacing the 1954 Corvette in both power and speed. Despite its promise as a more elegant and powerful alternative to the Corvette, the F88 never made it to production. GM management, concerned that it might cannibalize Corvette sales, decided against bringing the concept to market. Of the 4 F88 prototypes built for the show circuit, only 2 are known to have survived. Speaking of survival, this next car managed to outlive its manufacturer comfortably. Number 13. 1954 Packard Panther. Next is the 1954 Packard Panther. Packard was once a prestigious name in American automotive history and produced some of the most iconic cars of its time. Although the brand eventually faded into obscurity, its legacy lives on, particularly through rare and exceptional models like the Packard Panther. The Panther is a striking two-seater concept car built on the Cavalier's steel chassis and features a body entirely constructed from fiberglass. 2 of the 4 Panthers produced were equipped with a supercharged straight-8 engine displacing 5.9 liters and delivering up to 275 horsepower. Paired with a 2-speed automatic Ultramatic transmission, this powertrain allowed the Panther to reach a top speed of 131.1 miles per hour, making it a formidable performer for its era. One of the Panther models, known as the Panther Daytona, was specifically designed with racetrack performance in mind. The Daytona featured a prominent hood scoop and low ground clearance, underscoring its performance-oriented nature. Although the Packard Panther never made it to mass production, the 4 prototypes built have become highly sought-after collector's items. These rare vehicles command high prices at auctions, with one Panther Daytona fetching a staggering $700,000 in 2009. The cars can only get scarcer, and only 3 samples of this next car were produced. Number 12. 1970 Plymouth Road Runner Hemi Convertible. Next on our list is the 1970 Plymouth Road Runner Hemi Convertible. First hitting the streets in 1968, the Plymouth Road Runner was Chrysler's cheeky move to grab a slice of the muscle car frenzy, all while keeping the budget in check for the average Joe. Built on the same B-body platform as the upscale GTX, the Road Runner ditched the plush extras but kept all the performance goodies. Essentially, it was the stripped-down athlete with no time for frills. Toss in a Warner Brothers cartoon character for flair, and Plymouth had a hit on its hands. In its debut year, the Road Runner sold nearly 50,000 units, and by the next year, that number soared to 82,000. By 1970, the Road Runner had undergone a stunning makeover, boasting a look that screamed muscle car from every angle. It could be equipped with an optional rear deck wing and a pop-up air grabber ram air intake, complete with shark mouth decals, just in case anyone missed the memo about this car's performance chops. What set the 1970 Road Runner apart was its mechanical prowess. The standard setup included a revamped version of Chrysler's trusty 383, while the optional engines included the 375 horsepower Magnum 4-barrel and the 390 horsepower 6-pack version. Of course, for those with a taste for the truly legendary, the 426 Hemi was also on offer. Combining the Hemi with the convertible option resulted in a car so rare that only 3 were ever made. These Hemi convertibles haven't popped up for sale recently, but if one did, it would likely fetch a 7-figure sum. Next on our highly exclusive list is another convertible, but this time it's from an unlikely collaboration. Number 11. 1969 Hearst Oldsmobile 442 Convertible. Next on the list is the 1969 Hearst Oldsmobile 442 Convertible. Originally introduced in 1968, the Hearst was a special edition of the Oldsmobile 442 that combined the power and performance of the Rocket 455 V8 engine with the signature styling and features of Hearst performance products. Oldsmobile initially produced the 1969 Hearst as a hardtop coupe, available in either sport or holiday coupe configurations. However, George Hearst, the founder of Hearst Performance, ordered 2 convertible versions of the 442 to be given the full Hearst treatment. The convertibles featured all the enhancements of the production Hearst, including a new paint scheme, super stock 2 wheels, and signature Hearst logos. Under the hood, both convertibles were powered by the same 455 CI Rocket V8 found in the production coupes, rated at 380 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque. Despite the official rating, The engine's true output was likely over 400 horsepower. Tragically, one of the convertibles was involved in a serious accident, resulting in a fire that left it beyond repair. A third Hearst convertible was constructed to replace it, and the remaining two convertibles were eventually sold to private collectors. Over the years, both cars have been meticulously restored and are now cherished as some of the rarest and most intriguing muscle cars ever built. Next up is another car that didn't quite go the distance. Number 10. 1970 Ford Torino King Cobra. Next on the list is the 1970 Ford Torino King Cobra. With the dominance of the 426 Hemi-powered Dodge Charger Daytona and Plymouth Superbird in the late 60s, Ford sought to create a vehicle that could not only compete with but also surpass these aerodynamically enhanced muscle machines. Ford's president at the time, Bunky Knudsen, gave the project to legendary designer Larry Shinoda, who had already earned acclaim for his work on the Chevrolet Corvette Stingray and the Boss 302 Mustang. Shinoda and his team set out to transform the Torino into an aero warrior capable of dethroning Dodge's NASCAR supremacy. The result was the Ford Torino King Cobra, a car that was visually distinct from its Torino base, thanks to a radically redesigned front end featuring a low, pointed nose and a large, aerodynamic front bumper designed to slice through the air at high speeds. The King Cobra was intended to be a formidable competitor on the track, with 3 prototypes built, each powered by a different version of Ford's 429 cubic inch big block V8 engine, a Boss 429, a 429 Cobra Jet, and a 429 Super Cobra Jet. Initial testing at Daytona